Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my most requested look for day 5 of Flawless February, and this is the makeup I wore as best man in my brother's wedding. I have my suit on again today. This was the first time I've ever tied a tie. I had it nicely done for the wedding. I just quickly did it myself. I searched on YouTube how to tie a tie, so this is what I did. And it's a little bit loose. It doesn't look good, I know. I also wore this look on Instagram and I had my wig on and I had so many requests to do that look as well. Little did you know, it was the exact same look. I was just wearing a different lip for that photo, and that's often what I do. I will have this similar basic makeup look and I'll just tweak a few things here and there. So if you wanted to know what my go-to look is, here it is for you guys. I love it so much. I always think a nice matte eye is perfect for any occasion. Super easy to do, and I just think it's the perfect amount of makeup to make you look put together but still on the more natural side. It's still a lot of makeup, but I feel like it's more natural glam. So this is one of my go-to looks. I'm so happy you requested it. I couldn't wait to film this for you. My brother got married back in September, so I've been wanting to film this since then, so I'm so happy to do it right now during Flawless February. If you want to see this makeup look in action and all the products that I use and recommend for wedding makeup, then just keep watching. For my eyes, I don't use a typical eyeshadow palette. I actually use a contour kit, and I mentioned this one specifically in my 2018 favorites. This is my everyday eyeshadow palette, and it's what I used for the wedding day makeup because it's so blendable. I also wore these colors in my Hourglass video if you saw that eye makeup. Super simple, but it's just using this, and I think it's really effective to keep it fairly simple, but these are really blendable. I think the colors are perfect for a matte look, and that's what I wanted to go for the wedding makeup. So I'm going to use the Dior Backstage Contour Palette, and I'm going to start off with a different brush, with this brush from Smith. It's the 256, and I'm going to take this highlight shade as my lid color. It's going to put this color all the way up to my brow bone. Just blend it out. I just want a light wash of color to start, and then I find all the other colors blend really nicely on top of the same formula. I go really messy with this look and then clean it up at the end with a makeup wipe. You could use Scotch tape, you could use a shadow shield. I'm just going to show you how I clean it up with none of that, just at the end. So now for my transition shade, I like to take a combination of those two shades. One has a little bit of shimmer, the other is matte. Using a big fluffy brush, this is a Smith 232, and I'm just going to buff this messily into the crease and outer bit of the eye. You can be as messy as you want out here because we're going to use a makeup wipe, as I said, and you just want to really blend this color in. I did an all matte look for myself. I just thought it was appropriate, and then a glossy lip, and then I did a little bit of sparkle for the bride on her lid because she requested that, and then she had just a traditional lipstick because she didn't want any kind of transfer. I didn't want anything too crazy. It was outdoor. I just didn't want it to look too heavy, so this was the perfect amount of makeup for me. And even for my own wedding, I kept it really simple and more on the natural side. Then taking a slightly smaller blending brush, this is a Smith 247, I'm going to take the deepest shade in my contour palette and then gradually build up the outer corner and just lightly buff it into that other shade we laid down. I just feel like with minimal effort, it just blends in so beautifully. I just love the formula of this contour palette, and I always use it on my eyes. Once those colors are laid down, I wanted just a little bit of a eyeliner, but I used shadow, and I dipped into my Anastasia Soft Glam palette, as you see right here. I think it's the perfect wedding eyeshadow palette, and this I used on the bride. It turned out really beautiful. I'm going to take a little bit of Mulberry and Cypress Umber, mix them together. If you want to go even deeper, you can use more. I love a red tone along the lash line. It really brings out the green in my eyes. I think it works for a lot of people. I'd used to always use MAC Embark for wedding makeup. Good reddish brown. That's what I like. And then whatever's left on our eyeshadow brush, I'm just going to clean up the lid space. Then taking a makeup wipe, I'm just going to clean up the outer edge. And I like to just drag it right across to create a nice sharp line. And then clean up any fallout that you may have. I had a little bit from the Anastasia palette. Then I'm just going to curl my lashes, apply a little bit of mascara, and then I will be applying falsies. I used a strip lash for wedding makeup, but on the bride and the maid of honor, I used individual lashes because they weren't used to strip lashes. And the bride, especially when she had her engagement photos done, she wore a strip lash and didn't like how it felt. So I gave her a full look using individuals, and I really love that for wedding makeup, especially if you're not used to lashes, because I think it's important for photos. Individuals can look really beautiful, and they're not heavy. You could cry and lose a lash, and it's not gonna mess up your look, instead of a whole strip lash coming off if you're a crier. For lashes, I wore Ardell lashes, and I'm going to be using the Faux Mink in 811 today. And I like these because they have the invisible band and they're extremely lightweight. Some of the other faux mink lashes that I like to use are very dramatic and quite heavy. And I think I did my makeup, I had to be done myself by 5 a.m. and I was wearing it all night and all day. So my makeup lasted really beautifully, but I didn't want a heavy lash because lashes can bother me after wearing them for some time, but these ones did not because they are lightweight. And I wanted something comfortable that had a little bit of drama for photos, but wasn't too big like my Lily lashes in Miami or anything like that. I wanted something timeless, but with some added drama. And these flare out at the end, so it complements the angled look, which I really like because it lifts up my eyes. Moving on to the skin, I feel like base is really important, really moisturizing, a good primer, setting your face, all that. You need to take all the steps you can. And one of my favorite wedding day primers is the Hourglass Mineral Veil. This is good for any skin type, very smoothing, great for photos. It does have SPF 15 in it. I don't find there's any issue with flashback. It's such a small amount and it's under your foundation, so I don't find really as ever an issue. It's like the air thing is broken on this. Oh, there we go. Super silky. I feel like if any brand represents wedding makeup to me, it would be Hourglass. I feel like you could do a full face of Hourglass and it would be perfect for a wedding. You guys remember yesterday I was having a facial reaction? It's actually a lot better. I think it looks more red today, but I don't feel it at all. And it's starting to get really dry, which means it's healing. So this really smooths everything out nicely. And then for foundation, I use this on myself, bride, maid of honor. Everyone got the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. And this is oil-free, 14-hour wear, oil controlling, photo-friendly. The bride had quite oily skin type. So I found this primer with this foundation on top was so beautiful for her. And I wore it as well. And my skin is actually dry right now, but at the time it was, I'd say, normal. And I'm using the shade Warm Nude today. And I have a MAC Oval 6, which I love for buffing this foundation in. You always want to bring your foundation down your neck and on your ears. Don't forget, especially if your hair is pulled back. I know a lot of brides have up styles, and your ears, when you flush, they can get red. And a little bit of foundation helps. Then on the wedding day, I use this on everyone, including myself. It's the KKW Beauty Concealer, and I'm using shade 5. And this has a strong yellow undertone, and it's very brightening. And I actually remembered to wet my beauty sponge today. Figure you guys would be proud of me. Day 5, and I got myself together. Just going to blend this out. Just Be careful. That line we created, we want to still keep it nice and sharp there. Then for powder, it was really important for the bride to have everything set down. She was oily, but she didn't want to look matte and flat. And I can't recommend this powder enough. It is from Hourglass, and it's their translucent veil powder. I use this on everyone, including myself. It's my favorite powder. And it sets the face without you looking flat. It has a beautiful glow in it. Perfect for brides. Perfect for every day for me. And I used quite a bit of powder, and I used a wet sponge, damp sponge, to set the face. And I really took my time to press the powder into the skin. We didn't want any oils breaking through. We didn't want the foundation to move anywhere. And if it starts to look too powdery, which it never did for us for this powder, but if it ever does, a little bit of Fix Plus melts everything together. So don't worry about using a lot of this powder. Find it really easy to correct if you ever have an issue, which I don't tend to. And I don't bake with this powder because I feel like it's a waste. It's kind of an expensive powder, and there's other powders I feel like are good for baking. This one isn't worth the money loss to me. Brought the foundation down the neck, even onto the chest. We have an exposed neckline, which a lot of brides do. You want to set that too. Don't forget to set anywhere you apply your foundation, because I know I brought it down far. The skin still has a little bit of a glow to it, but we still need to bring back that dimension, and this is where contour or bronzing comes in. I like a more bronze contour, so I use a shade of bronzer that I can also contour with. I'm going to be using my Marc Jacobs Tantastic, which should not surprise you. I used all my favorite products for wedding makeup because I know I can count on them. So I didn't want to switch anything up. So if all these products look familiar to you, you know why. They are my genuine favorites. And you want to make sure you blend right up into the hairline. We can clean up any makeup on our hair after. But the important part is to make sure everything is just blended in. Then using that same bronzer, I'm going to use my Zoeva 109 face paintbrush. Just quickly contour my nose. Then to bake my nose and clean up the darkness, I'm going to be using my Ben Nye Translucent Powder and Fair. This is a fairly cheap baking powder, and I have a bunch of different colors in this. When I used to do a little bit of freelancing. And I'm going to put a little bit of this up here only because I have texture from my skin freaking out, and I need it more matte than that Hourglass powder can provide. While we bake, I'm just going to finish off my eyes using my contour palette, and I'm going to start with those two shades that we used in our crease, and I'm just using an eyeshadow brush. I'm going to buff this under my eye. Then I'm going to use the darker powder in this palette and just do the very outer corner of my eye on the lower lash line. Then I'm just going to apply a light coat of mascara on my lower lashes. And normally I would use waterproof always on a wedding day, but I'm not doing that today because on a day-to-day, I don't like waterproof, but I would recommend it. Even if you don't think you're gonna cry, you never know. Just dust everything off. Then for blush, I used my favorite blush of all time, which has a little bit of a glow to it. This is the MAC Extra Dimension Blush in Hush Tone. I'm using a Smith 118 to apply this. This gives a beautiful flush to the cheeks. Then for highlight, I went lightly into my Dior Glow Face Palette, and I mixed the white and the gold together. And this can be quite intense, so I just lightly put this on. I didn't want something too crazy. Like, I like an intense highlight, but I wanted it a bit more subdued for the wedding. Besides the obvious, my hair, which is obviously different in the photos, I did 2 different lips. So the one with the lighter, shorter hair, I did a pink lip, and then on the actual wedding day, I did a long wearing nude, my favorite lip products for that. So I'm gonna show you the pink one first, and then I'm gonna finish off with what I actually wore on the wedding day. 2 different lip options for you guys. I think both are pretty. I'd probably even wear the pink one if I were to do this again tomorrow, because it's just such a beautiful lip combo. For the pink lip, it's all KKW products. I used the lip liner in Nude 2. This is quite dark. It's actually kind of similar to Cork that I used on the wedding day. Then I used Nude 1 as my lipstick. And then to top that off, I used Super Nude, which was part of the KKW and Mario collab. And I just put a little bit of this on the center. And that is lip number 1, which you would have seen in my wig photo that I posted on Instagram, but it wasn't what I wore on the wedding day, so I want to show you both options because I wear the same look, switch up very few things. I always get requests to do these looks even though they're virtually the same. That's why I want to show you it in one video, because they didn't really change that much. Then for the wedding day, this is my favorite nude combo. I used MAC Cork, which is quite similar to that lip liner we just used from KKW. And then I used Dose of Colors Sand, which is my favorite lip color of all time. And then to make the lips even fuller looking, I like to add a white lip mix to the center, pin drop, and just lightly ombre the lips. Then I chose to have a glossy lip, and I used the KKW Bronze. And then to complete the look, I used Fix Plus and Urban Decay All Nighter. I feel like Fix Plus does something to melt it better. And then to really set it in place, the All Nighter. And this might be excessive, but I honestly feel like it makes a difference. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. And we're going to let this dry. I'm gonna come back, jump into my suit, which I wore for the wedding. And then I'll finish off this tutorial for you guys. This is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. All the products I use and recommend for a wedding day makeup. Photographs beautifully, wears amazing, looks amazing in person, all the things that I look for in a good wedding makeup. This is what I would wear and what I would recommend. So I hope this helped you out. This is our final day of Flawless February. I'm so sad that it came to an end, but I'm really happy that it ended on this note because I couldn't wait to film this tutorial for you guys because I've been getting so many requests, and little did you guys know, it's been a very similar makeup look. Just switching up the lip to other looks that I've been posting lately. Throw on a wig, I look completely different. So those are just little things that I tweak to this look to make it look different. And you guys always request when I'm using that contour palette on my eyes, I get the most requests. And it's not even an eyeshadow palette, it's a contour palette. So thank you guys so much for watching Flawless February. And if you made it to the end of this video, I'm going to be having a giveaway for you guys. So if you have been watching Flawless February, I'm gonna go through the comments and see who has been commenting on every video, and I'm gonna pick one winner to win a box of makeup, and I'll send it to you wherever you live, doesn't matter. Open internationally, I will send you a nice box of makeup. And if you haven't been commenting on the videos, you can go back to the videos now and do that. I'm gonna give you guys about a week if you're a little bit behind in the videos and wanna catch up. Just go back and comment on a video. It can be anything you want. Hashtag Flawless February to keep it simple. It's open to anyone who wants to comment on all 5 videos. Thank you guys so much for watching this series. It has been so much fun to do this, and I'm so glad you guys have been enjoying it as well. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this series. It helps me out so much to know that this is something I should do in the future. And with all of that being said, good luck to the giveaway. If you want to enter on all the videos, you can do that right now. I'll be announcing the winner in a week, and I will see you guys in my next video.